My name is Dalisa. I am 28 years old and I come from Mexico City. I decided to migrate because of love. My previous partner is Estonian from Saaremaa, and I arrived here backpacking, but Estonia caught my eye and I felt very comfortable, and of course I was very in love, so it was a very good decision. It felt right to stay in Estonia. Well, I didn't choose Estonia, but Estonia chose me. I think that the culture, the people, and all the experiences that I was having, like having the opportunity to build myself up in a new place, starting from zero and discovering who I want to be, was one of the reasons that I stayed in Estonia, but it was definitely not planned. What I like about living in Estonia is that I have the freedom to create, and if I have an idea, because it's a small country, it's very possible that I can see it happening, specifically when it's about culture or diversity. Right now it's very welcoming for these sort of topics. And activism too is something that I enjoy in supporting migrant women, for example, and fighting gender violence. So it's very open for these new ideas, and I have received a lot of support from community and from the government, and I have an NGO, which is International Women's Network in Estonia, and we are dealing with these sort of topics to also bring visibility to the migrant community, and we have been very welcomed in this way to bring these topics. I miss, well, of course, from my home country, some members of my family, but food is one of the main things that I miss. The diversity of flavors, because Mexico is such a big country that every region has its own food and flavors. So yeah, of course, sometimes it comes to my mind. But fortunately, there are some small businesses here that, for example, Secret Mexican Society, which is a project started by Mexicans to bring the flavors to Estonia. So yeah, at least we have this, but yeah, it's something that I do miss. The biggest challenges of being in Estonia might be related to language. English is very used, so it's not that necessary to learn Estonian, but when you are already feeling this connection to the culture and to the people, it becomes something necessary. But it's very hard language, or very different from Spanish at least, or from other languages that I have learned in the past. So it has been a constant process of 7 years that I've been here of learning. I'm still in the process of learning it. But I enjoy it also. It's a very good way to communicate with the locals and to feel more integrated. So it has been something very relevant in my life, from like participating in the choir, that helped me also to understand the culture itself and how to read it, how to hear it, how to pronounce it, and with courses and talking to people. But it has been a long process, like a love and hate relationship, I would say. Sometimes I'm very stressed, like, too complicated, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I really love it. So yes, I think the language is one of the most complicated things about living here. Biggest difference between Mexico and Estonia, I think, is, well, first thing that comes to mind, it's related to safety. Because in Estonia I feel very safe. I feel like I can be anywhere with everyone and not feel that my life is in danger. So I don't have this survival mode activated as I do in Mexico, unfortunately, because violence is very present. So this feeling of safety is something that I really appreciate here, and that it's one of the main motivations why I am still here. And that would be one of the main differences that I see. Of course, the climate and the weather and the food and culturally, the language or many other aspects are different. But that's something I really appreciate from Estonia.